Okay, we're back and we're going to do a hookup into the animation blueprint today and create that from scratch. But I'm looking at this run left, and in our haste in the previous video, it looks terrible. So we're just gonna come in here to our sequencer file. We're gonna turn off our root motion. There we are. And we're just gonna clean this up a little bit. So let's come to sequencer. Okay. We're looking at our adjustment layer, which is this one. Come to our curves, and we want rotation. We want Z rotation. So that's that one right here. We're going to zoom out, see where we are, and we're going to, excuse me, we're going to basically uh, remove most of that rotation that we put in, and we're going to gradually put it back in. We want to get this fixed too on that one. Okay, that's good. And we want to look at our Z rotation on our torso and just rotate that also. And then look at our Z rotation on our head, which is this one. And get that facing forward. And our X rotation, I have it looking down a bit. Excuse me, there's something in my throat. And there we are. Now we're going to look at Y and get something like that. There we are. Okay, that's looking better. Do we have select objects? We do. We do have our pelvis in here. We're going to go on our Z rotation here too and just rotate some of that pelvic towards the front. And we come to our Y and just clean that up a little bit there too. And now that we're here and I can't help myself, we are going to make a small adjustment here on our right arm, forward position, middle mouse click to copy, and then S or set key to paste. Then here we don't want to come so far out and back. Okay, that's good. However, robotic it's looking. So let's come here to our original layer. And we're going to just select these, Control T, scale that. Okay, we just want our rotation values. Then we're going to scale that down a little bit so it doesn't feel as robotic. And there we are. We're going to turn root motion back on. I'm going to save it. And we'll name it, copy that name. I'm going to bake it out, Anim's tutorial loco. And that'll be AS underscore run underscore L. There we are. So if we come back to our blend space, now we're looking at that we want to use any simple. There we are. Okay, I think we're good here. Forward. We have root motion. So all these anims are using the same footstep positions, but we're going to go ahead and put some foot sync markers in there. So this is the right foot passing the root, and that's all we're looking for right there. And then the left foot passing the root. So that's our backward. So we can select these, copy, go to our backward, and paste original. That should be the same. And as soon as it scrubs, there we are. And left foot, there we are. Cool. So now we'll do our forward and our left. So we want to just get it around the same spot. That's about right there. We'll add a sync marker left. And let's see if I could zoom in. Scrub this. There we are. About right there. Put sync right. And we'll copy those to our forward animation. There we are. And paste original. And we'll save all that. So let's see here. Let's play that. So it looks like we will eventually need a, what is this? Forward right. And what would this one be? A back left. So we'll do our blend space. I'm sorry, our animation blueprint. So let's go to our meshes. We'll right click on our skeleton, create animation blueprint. We'll call this ABP logo tutorial. And then we'll save that. Here we're going to hit play and see which character this is. Okay, we'll go to world details. Maybe just details. World settings. There's no game. Probably want third person game mode here. So let's look at this. This is probably the character it's loading. We'll open that one up. Actually, let's right click on it. Reference viewer. We have our BP third person character there. So if we go to that one and edit. So we're waiting on the blueprint to load. We're not going to mess with any of this stuff. We're going to come over here to our skeletal mesh. And we'll take Manny. We'll come over to our ABP logo tutorial. Compile, save that. Then we'll play again. Perfect. And because we haven't hooked anything up, there's no animation spawn. So that is working as intended. All right, so we're going to bring in our blend space logo. I think that's it. Let's actually get it from here. Blend space logo. Here we are. Let's drag that in. There it is. Okay, so now we need direction and speed. So we're just going to pop these out to new variables. So we'll have direction and promote variable, and we'll have speed. I'm just deleting those so I can pin them. Direction, speed. There we are. So here, what we'll do is we'll go to our event graph. We'll drag off pawn owner, and we'll cast to whatever that BP is, BP third person character. There we are. And we'll make a variable, promote variable there. So that'll be the variable that we use. We just wanted something better. So we'll just call this player. There we are. File and save. So if we want to just do this quickly, I think it's initialize something or other. Make it spell. There it is. So this is like the event tick. Trying to remember off the top of my head. I usually do this once and set it and forget it. What is this? This would be is valid. This one right here. And then I don't know if that's what I'm looking for. Then if it's valid, then we can move forward and set some variables. So we're gonna set our preview mesh to many. There we are. Compile and save. So let's play to see this working. Cool. I don't know why it's chugging so much. But we don't have an idle in there. So let's get strafing movement up. So come back. Excuse me, coughing a little bit. We'll come back to our blueprint. Go to character movement. Something yaw or orient. Rotation to movement. I think that's what we want. And this one's yaw something or other. Inherit yaw. Rotation, use pawn rotation. Let's do that one. So all those are checked. And cool. I have no idea if either one of those worked. Use controller desired rotation. I think that one's it. Okay, there we are. Okay, so now we have strafer controls. So now what we need to do is get our direction and our speed. So from here, we're going to say there's a node, calculate direction. So we want to get velocity. Character movement. Okay, and then we want to get velocity. Might be in here somewhere. There it is. Get velocity. And maybe there's a rotation. Get actor rotation. There it is. Play RR. Play RR. There we are. Get actor rotation. And then that should be set direction. So that should work. Let's play here. That's not working. Fun, fun, fun. Let's print this. See if we're getting anything. String. Set this to 0. We're going to play and it should show up here. No. Oh, whoops. I've got these mixed up. This is here. That's here, begin play. I feel like I should say duh. And then this is your event tick. So let's compile that. So there should be something now. Yeah, we've got a 0 direction. Okay, so to clarify, we wanted event blueprint update animation. That's your event tick. And then your initialized blueprints right there. Cool. So we're setting our player character. Okay, so we've got our 0 direction there. We play here. Cool. We've got that all set up. So that's our right forward. So we definitely need left forward's okay. Right back is okay. We definitely need this angle here. So right forward and left back. Those need to be better. But cool, so we've got our character moving around. So what do we do from here? We were going to calculate speed. So I believe it's the same sort of deal here. We're going to say, I guess we could essentially say get owning actor. It's might get velocity, but I think that's at 2. So we want our bearing here, and then we want a vector length xy, because I only want the 2D speed. I don't want the speed that's in the air, so that would be z. And we're going to just print this out as set variable, set speed. We're going to change that to speed 2D. And we'll put this here, and we'll pipe that in here, and then we'll get our speeds here. So we can see our speeds printing right here. So that's 600. Okay. So we got a 600 speed there. So we can delete that. We've got our speed now. Compile, and we'll save. So now we have our character running around in game. So that's cool. Let's see, where are we with our blueprints, our anim graph? So we've got our speed 2D, and we were going to create 2 more animations for our right forward and our left back. I think that should complete the animation set. Aside from a proper idle. So let's come in here. We'll go to our logo. Kind of lost. There we are. We are going to set this at the right value, which I believe was 415, just about speed. So let's see here. let's come to our animation. We'll come to our run forward. We'll come to our last frame. Actually, let's go to our, let's go to our animation sequencer files. We'll just grab this here. That's what it is, 415. So we'll come back to here and set these at 415 on all of these. And last one. There we are. We'll save that. We'll come back to our sequencer. And we want a back left. Okie dokie. So we'll come to our, we'll play, we'll mute all those, and we'll see what this looks like. And then this one, and this one. So yeah, we just want our backward like this. So that's what we're looking for here. And then on this one, we're looking for this. So backwards animation here and a forward looking animation here. Okay. So first thing that we're going to do is create two cubes. We want shapes, cube. We're going to put it at 0, 0, 0. And we're going to scale it down 0.25. And then we want to duplicate that cube and set it at 0, 0, 0. First thing that we're going to do is come to our Anim layer. And we want our root. We're going to select this value right here. And we'll copy that. Next thing that we're going to do is so drag cube 2 onto cube 1. So that creates a parent-child relationship. So then on cube 2, we're going to paste this out that far. And that doesn't seem like the right distance at all. So we're going to turn on these layers. We're just going to turn on our root layer. Then we're going to select our cube. We're going to snap it. So we're going to select our parent actor here. And then we're going to select our child actor here. And we're going to say all frames and then snap. That did not work. Maybe if I drag into sequencer and it's still not working. All frames, frame increment, cube 1. Let's see, why are you not? So the child is there. The parent is this one. That's better. So we snap there. Excuse me. So we snapped to our location, and we want a so here. Let's see if this is gonna work. It does work. What we're gonna do is just a 45 degree this way. And then that's going to give us our root location for our forward right. So we're going to come to our layers and we're going to take our forward here and here. We're just going to duplicate those layers. I'm going to mute that one. This is going to be our, can I rename it? Nope. Rename. Forward right. Caps lock. Rename. Forward right. Then rename this one. Forward right. Here we are. So we are going to take this guy here, and on our root layer, we're going to snap it. I believe that's here. So that's our child. Cube 2 is our parent. And a snap there, just like that. And looks like we got some unwanted behavior here. So we'll come back to our layers, our root layer, and we'll set a key there. So it's there and there. And that's the wrong control. There and there. I think everything else is off. We'll come over here to, should be an X and Y value here. That's 0. An X value. That should be 0 here. That should be a linear key. So select our curve and hit F. And then there we are. So here we'll do the same thing for an adjustment. So we want the upper body essentially. And then that ground control right there. So we'll hit layer. We'll say run forward right offset. We'll set a key, select objects, set a key. And then this is going to be 45 degrees right here. That's a 45. And then we're going to kind of back out of that 45. And they said we can look forward more, like so. Should grab the head. Grab the hip control, do the opposite. Grab that head control and make sure that it's looking forward. Then we'll kind of turn off our root motion so we can just see this in place. That's okay. We're going to clean this up here. So paste some keys on the first, the 7th, and the last frame. So just clean this up here. And then this one should be over here somewhere. And then same thing for our left arm. Paste or set our keys. This one's almost there. Don't want it right on the chin. And this one, the elbow needs to be back there a little bit higher. So we'll paste that with a mouse click and set a key. There we are. That's our forward right. So we've got our root motion there. So what we'll do is go ahead and bake that out. We'll bake Anim's tutorial loco AS for animation sequence run forward right. Hit OK, export. Save that. We will come over here to our forward. We'll grab these footstake markers, copy that, and paste that there into our new animation. We'll set this up, set up our root motion, and then we'll add it in here. So we need more bars here, or grid marks. Let's see, vertical, horizontal. Let's go to 8. Drag that in. Where are we? Forward, right. Should be that one. Drag that in right there. That should be 415. There we are. So we'll play. That's a little cleaner. So if we play here in game, we move forward right, and we've got our forward right there. Cool. Now we need our back left. So from our forward right, we'll create our back left. So we'll take those and duplicate them, our forward right layers. We'll mute our forward right. We'll rename to forward left. Okay, so we'll tackle our root motion first. So root motion. Oops, I'm getting some errors here. There we are. So this is just going to be the opposite. So I'll select both those keys, come here to the value box and hit times equals -1. That should flip those. So now we're moving backward on the root motion. So now we can mute that. Our forward left animation, select our objects. There, we'll delete anything out of range. We'll do the same thing that we did in the last video. We'll take our key values, or time frame, times equals -1. And then again, we'll do plus equals 14. Try to get everything back there and look like it's moving backwards. Great. So now we ostensibly have our back left. So that's actually named wrong. This will be a back left. And one more. Back left. There we are. So our offset layer is here. Select objects. There we are. So here we'll just kind of eyeball it. To be moving backwards. It's more like this. Again, we're not looking for perfection. Whoops, didn't mean to animate that. Just wanted to set a position. So we'll rotate that backwards some more. So let's see here. Don't want it leaning too far. Okay, I can live with most of that. Come here, get the character looking forward. And let's back out of some of that very high motion. There, and the right arm, same thing. Just make it a little bit more subtle. Okay, that's our back left. So we'll turn root motion back on. Let's save it. Then we'll export. We'll say AS underscore run underscore back left. Export that. Save our map to. We'll come to one of our back animations, take our sync markers. Do I have that? Yes, I do. Copy, back left, paste. We'll change our root motion options. Come to our blend space. And back left is right there. We'll say 415. Okay, cool. So we'll play. We'll move back left now. So I feel like we can slow this down too. Let's play with this blend space a little bit. We're gonna do a weight speed here of 1. So that just slows down basically everything. Everything that isn't listed here. I guess we want spine. Yeah, spine 01. Let's say that's a 2. So the spine isn't, and the spine and all of its children aren't reacting as quickly. Make sure that that pelvis is here at a 6. Let's change that to a 1. So we should be able to see that here in theory. Let's play. Maybe want to play around with the smoothing time on our horizontal. We'll say 1 here. And we'll say ease in, ease out. So yeah, that's not what we want. But let me delete that. Say 1 here, just playing around with some things. See, I was adjusting our blend in and out to these different poses. Definitely don't want that. Okay, I'll leave this here for now, just so that we can test it. This is going to go back to 0, and we'll save here. And the last thing that we'll do is we'll turn these all off. We'll select everything. Whoops. We'll set a new layer. and we'll call this idle. And we will just go ahead for now, export that out just as is. Anim's loco tutorial, say as underscore idle, and export that. So now we have an animation, and we'll come back to our blend space, and we'll just add that in there right at 0 with no direction. So now we can really see our blending there. And we'll copy and paste that all across here. So you see how the feet get there and the arms are slow to follow. Okay, cool. So now we're seeing that. So I'm going to pump that up to 2. Okay, so we'll save that. We'll come back to our animation and we'll just create a quick pose. I'm just going to delete this cube. Don't need it anymore. Yeah, delete anyway. I want to add in my sequencer. Here we are. Okay, so here we are going to clean up that pinky. So notice that pinky was flared. We're just gonna do like a quick pose here. Just have the character standing there, kind of generically. Nothing cool or something cool. Maybe it will be cool. So get something maybe heroic. Probably not. Going to mirror that. Let's get some finger pose in here somewhere. Just something casual, relaxed. Just like, hey, I'm not looking to fight. I know this is a video game. And that's what mostly people do in video games is fight. I just want to stand there, not fight yet. Okay, so that'll be our finger pose. We are going to mirror that over. Bring this back over. Let's see our anim details. I don't know why, but that should be doing that. What frame am I on? I'm not sure. Let's set a key, see what happens. Maybe I'll lose everything. No, not yet. We are going to make that less of a wide stance. And what was that, 1 or 2? 1. It's not saving it. Let's come to our base layer. -6. So for some reason, the stretch isn't on these controls. Stretch and stretch. So if I come back down to idle, it should be on now. Stretch and stretch. There we are. That might be why our feet weren't connecting before, which means I'll have to re-export all those anims, which is just part of the gig. Sometimes you don't get it right and you see the error later, and then you got to make your adjustments. Okay, just making some last minute changes there. Okay, we're going to come to frame, let's say 1 second. Going to set another key here. I'm just going to do some really bad animation. Oh, just an up and down here. Actually, we'll set a key there. We'll go down here, and what frame would that be? 18 down there. That's a little too bouncy. So get rid of one of those. It's a little slower, that's better. Okay, cool. So here we'll move backward a little bit. Then on frame 18, we'll move forward a little bit. That way you get a little bit of a circle there. We are moving down too far. So come here and just adjust that. And I want to flip these to, so we're moving forward first. Times equals -1. Times equals -1. There we are. There we are. And then we'll do a slight side to side also. Cool. This foot needs to move out a little bit. Go back to frame 1. And apparently I have a key there on the last frame. So we're just going to do a simple up and down. Just a little bit of the opposite what's going on here. So we'll move that to 6, paste that to 18, and what was that, just rotation? Probably. We'll take the opposite, times equals -1. No. No. Just on Y. Let's try that one. Oh yeah, that won't work here. That's fine. Let's copy 12. Then we'll go to 18, delete that. We'll animate them down just slightly this way. There we are. We are moving forward too far on our Y. That's fine. Just bring this down a bit, this up a bit. and maybe make this a little bit more subtle too. So we want our rotations, we'll say just about half that value. Okay, so we'll get our rotation skin here, clean up that curve. We'll just do one at a time. Here and here. Hit Q to get back to normal mode, get out of what was that? Transform mode. Come back here, do the same thing on this curve here. Clean those up. Those being the tangents. All right, one more. And one more. So two more. Last one. Can you guys follow what I'm talking about? All right, there we go. All right, those tangents are clean now. Next thing we'll do is just like a slight head, whatever, just to get some head movement in there. And then we'll slightly do some slight torso, whatever. So if we're going down here, I like to go back up with the torso here. So up there, and then down here. There we go. Get a little bit of breathing there going on. Let's see here. Let's look at our X here. Bring that down a little bit. Then this over here. Fix these tangents real quick so it can loop better. There we are. So now we have an idle animation. Cool. Let's save that. And we are going to go back to our sequencer, go all the way up. Make our animation sequence, anims tutorial loco as underscore idle. So now, since we've hooked it up into our blend space, and our blend space is already in our animation blueprint, we hit play. There we are. Very, 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 very cool. All right. Then we're moving, and then we're stopping. And we're moving, and we're stopping. Okay. We've got a very basic character moving around now with the animations that we've created and that are 100% ours. No marketplace buying or anything like that. And now our character stopped. So cool. And there's a lot more that we could do with this. And I might look to expand this further, but I've accomplished mostly everything I wanted to in this series, where we create an animation, a set of animations from scratch, local animation, get our character moving around very quickly. And this is the same sort of process I'd go through when I'm working on a game in prototype mode, where we just need something and we don't want to buy marketplace stuff. So we're looking at creating it from scratch, but we need something really, really, really quick. So we've got something really, really, really quick for our character, and our character is moving around. So hopefully that helps you out. Happy animating out there. Best luck to you.